Welcome to the Tristan channel, your gateway to a world of fascinating subjects ranging from folklore, history, sci-fi, and the paranormal to film entertainment. Here we explore all kinds of captivating topics that will leave you intrigued and eager for more. Delve into the depths of ancient myths and legends. Unravel the secrets of historical events. Immerse yourself in the realms of imagination with sci-fi wonders and explore the unexplained mysteries of the paranormal. Join us on this exciting journey where we bring you the best of folklore, history, sci-fi, and the supernatural, all wrapped up in the enchantment of film entertainment. Stay tuned for enlightening discussions, thrilling narratives, and endless possibilities as we unravel the unknown together. This is the Tristan channel, your doorway to a world beyond imagination.
Hello, you wonderful people. Hope you are well. In this video, we'll explore what is non-binary, its history, and how one may tell they're non-binary. The idea that there are only two genders, male and female, is a relatively narrow cultural framework, not a universal truth. In fact, it's more of a spectrum. We know this because across history and cultures, many societies have recognized identities beyond the binary. Today, the term non-binary is used as an umbrella for people whose gender identity does not fit exclusively into man or woman. So, let's get into what non-binary means, look at some historical and cross-cultural examples, and talk about how people come to understand themselves as non-binary. So, what does non-binary mean? Non-binary is a gender identity, not a biological category. A non-binary person may experience their gender as neither male nor female, both male and female, somewhere in between, fluid, meaning it changes over time, or even outside the concept of gender entirely. Some related identities include media group, young adult changing outfits in front of a mirror, person looking at themselves in mirror with different clothing styles, a stock, distribute or equally, gender fluid, where gender changes over time, agender, which means no gender identity, bigender, which is two genders, and demigender, where someone partially identifies with a gender. Non-binary people may use pronouns like they or them, but also he, she, or others. They might express themselves in ways that blend or reject traditional masculinity and femininity. Some choose to medically transition, socially transition, both, or neither. There is no single way to look or be non-binary. Just remember, non-binary is a gender identity, not a biological category. Non-binary identities are not new. They've existed for thousands of years. For example, in indigenous North America, many native cultures recognize two-spirit people, individuals who embody both masculine and feminine roles. This identity is spiritual, social, and cultural, not just gender-based. In South Asia, the Hijra community has existed for over 2,000 years in regions like India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh. Hijras are even legally recognized as a third gender in several countries today. In Polynesia, in Samoa, Fa'afafine are people assigned male at birth who embody both masculine and feminine traits and roles. Looking back to ancient cultures, in ancient Mesopotamia, some priests of the goddess Inanna or Ishtar lived outside binary gender roles. In ancient Greece and Rome, gender variance appeared in mythology and social life, though it wasn't always accepted. And in Africa, certain cultures historically recognized gender-diverse roles, though colonialism suppressed or erased many of these traditions. So, you can see, identities like Two-Spirit, Hijra, and Fa'afafine show that gender diversity has deep global roots. So, the impact of colonialism and modern Western gender norms is actually huge. Rigid gender binaries became widespread largely through European colonialism and Christianity, which imposed strict male and female roles and often criminalized or erased gender-diverse identities. In the 19th and early 20th centuries, Western science and medicine began categorizing gender variance as a disorder, which further marginalized non-binary and transgender people. The term non-binary gained wider use in the late 20th and early 21st centuries, especially with the rise of the internet and LGBTQ+ activism. Some key developments include increased visibility in media and academia, recognition of gender as a spectrum rather than a binary, legal recognition of non-binary genders in some countries, and public figures openly identifying as non-binary. The modern movement really builds on earlier LGBTQ+ activism, including the legacy of events like the Stonewall riots, where gender non-conforming people played a key role. So, how does someone know they are non-binary? There isn't a single test or checklist, but, many people describe similar experiences. Some common signs or feelings include discomfort being seen strictly as a man or a woman, feeling that both labels are incomplete or inaccurate, and a sense of freedom or relief when identifying outside the binary. People might also experiment with pronouns, names, or presentation, and just feel, more like themselves. When it comes to gender dysphoria and euphoria, gender dysphoria is distress from the mismatch between identity and assigned gender, while gender euphoria is the joy you get when your gender is recognized or expressed correctly. Not all non-binary people experience dysphoria, but many experience euphoria when they find what fits. Self-discovery is personal. Understanding your gender can involve reflection, trying different labels, talking with others, and exploring expression, like clothing, pronouns, or names. It's not about meeting criteria, it's about what feels authentic. There are, quite a few misconceptions about non-binary people. It's a new trend. That's just false. Non-binary identities have existed across cultures for centuries. It's just confusion, but gender exploration is totally valid and meaningful. Non-binary people are all the same. Actually, non-binary is incredibly diverse. And you have to look androgynous. Gender identity is internal, not based on appearance. Non-binary identity challenges the idea that gender must fit into strict categories. It reflects a broader truth. Human identity is complex, diverse, and deeply personal. Understanding non-binary people requires respect for lived experience, awareness of global history, and openness to identities beyond traditional frameworks. Ultimately, being non-binary isn't about fitting into a definition. It's about finding a way to exist that feels true to oneself. I hope you found this little video insightful and informative, and I hope you are well.